Really? I go into the city and everything is just stacked everywhere. It's like, ay, 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 ay. Like, I need in here. I want to work on it. Look at all the hoard piles that I gotta move. It's like, ay, ay, ay. Well, now you guys see why I'm building that. Because literally, all of that stuff has to go in there. A bunch of that stuff. Maybe that thing. A couple chainsaws and whatever else. So we're going to go decide if we're buying plywood or if we're going to do tongue and groove boards on the outside to kind of match that finish. We'll see. It looks like someone was playing with some pebble stones. So it's kind of the design that we're going to be doing later on. We're thinking along the whole back there. So, you know, rocks. More cement, the heavier it is, but the more heat it will hold. But kind of still deciding what we're going to do on the wood stove here. But okay, well, I guess we'll go look at some different materials. And might as well do an update on this stuff here. Not going to show what everything is because the hassle with all that. But there's all kinds of trays going here. Lots more still needs to be planted, as you can see by the hundreds of empty trays. But garden's going good. Girlfriend decided that she wanted to have some media in here. So I hooked up an old computer monitor and whatever else. But okay, I guess we're off to go spend some more money. Am I nice? Yeah. And yeah, we did get a little bit of snow out here. I got about a pretty good foot drift there. Not so much over there. But driveway, you said there was over a foot. It's melting quick. Yeah. Yeah. Use the snowblower. That means I still could play with the diesel. It wasn't even that deep there where I turned around.
No, because it all blows
away from there. And it's been warm, so
yeah.
Like everything melted off your Jeep. Did you shovel it or did it all melt?
No.
It melted?
He came in halfway through the blizzard. He's like, Mom, you know your window's open, right? I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, talking about that, you gotta stop leaving my passenger window open.
What are you talking about?
You know how many times I gotta close it when I leave here? Uh-huh. There's the shovel. I need to go on berries and check the septic. Everything's under snow again. Well, it looks like I get to play tractor, but for now we're going to go buy some stuff to finish up that cabinet. Yeah, fun. That's right. You get out of there, Proxy. Frickin' in there on my frickin' throne. Yeah, you.
Wood here, Proxy.
Frickin' dog, just literally everywhere. So, ay. Well, yes, this is weakening this end board here, but 3 screws in each one, perfectly flush, thanks to this jig I'm putting here. So, just putting 3 5-inch screws through each corner here. Yeah, should be strong enough. I could sit on it, doesn't flex. Do you guys have a problem with each other? You guys have a problem with each other?
All right, girls, break it up.
But you said it done.
Well, I'm going to call this more than strong enough. I can pretty much stand anywhere and nothing happens, so yeah, kind of ballsy, but hey. Well, that first shelf took a lot longer than I thought it would, but hey, it looks pretty good. Well, bottom layer's done and just starting on the second one here. So, I know these are all sitting the funky way, but just getting ready to slap in this guy right here. Same way I did those ones. All pinned on the sides. So, the funnest thing is trying to line them up where they're perfectly flush like this, but I made myself a little redneck jig here to hold the boards nicely, and it works good. And if you look at the height, we're going size of 2 of those crates at the ends, and it actually works perfect to keep everything spread out nicely. So instead of doing the original idea of 4 sets of shelves, we're just going to be doing the next set right about here. And yeah, works that way. It's going to get a little trickier once we get higher, but yeah, and again, super solid, so happy with that. Okay, so those are all going in. It's going a little bit quicker than last time, and I'm thinking if those end up being a little too weak looking, I can always take a board and go like that after, underneath it, which would go all the way to there. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, we're working with limited materials. Oh, it's Saturday. My eyes hurt. It's like this flies outside. It's too warm.
Let's go play in the bush.
I don't know. Make a freaking snowman.
Hey.
Don't. Oh, you got me right in the ass. Okay, well, I'll have to go get some more wood. Or actually, probably just screws for now. Well, technically it's done. I decided to use 2x4s on the front. And that's it. The rest is all 2x3s laid down. So I got the one set of shelves, second set, and third set. This one here, I purposely used one less board on it, just so your head doesn't smack it. Kind of see up there. And in my opinion, everything is super solid. So, like, no matter where I stand, everything is rock solid on it. But I just put one screw at the back of each of these. I might add more, but to be honest, these boards would have to break before it moves. I'm thinking of putting a little piece in between here. And there's room to fit another boards in between. So if I want to, I could put another board here. We'll see. My little temporary hanging light right there. It works. Kind of still pissed off that that was crooked there, but not much else I could do. It is solid in my opinion. These are all nice and flush here, so stuff can slide around perfectly. They're pinned in there with big ass 4.5 inch screws, so they're in there pretty far. But other than that, I was thinking that I could block the back of this off with some extra material, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to bother. I think it's pretty solid the way it is. Now, I started by putting blocks under here, and I got tons of cutoffs, all the same length, so I don't think that's even necessary. But for this case, right here by the door, I'm going to do that. So the reason for these here is it gives more material for the door. Now, when I go to put in the door itself, I might be running some 2x4s that stick out just up to there, so those will act for stops for the door. So there'll be stops there, there, there. The door will be out swing, so that'll be what stops the door from getting kicked in, you can say. Having these here is just going to give some more material for the hinges to screw to. And yeah, you're losing a little tiny bit of storage, but that was the idea with this here. Plate to mount the hinge on. Lock on that side. Yes, I want to put them pretty high up. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. This beam technically is a little bit loose here, so I'll probably still be blocking this up here. Otherwise, the plywood that goes on here will be able to flex a little bit. Right now, the whole thing, again, is kind of free floating. But at the same time, once we get the plywood on, that's not going to go anywhere. Okay, well, I guess that's going to be the end of this video. I don't think I'll be doing anything else this week. Yes, I went and bought lots of bags of dog food. So now that we got a place to store them. But there you go. And again, in a week or two, I might start doing the plywood on it. We'll see. I'm just standing back here to try to get a screenshot for the video. You know what I mean. By the old wood stove.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, Proxy?
Oh, Proxy.
Do those pillows make good pillows for your butt, Proxy?
You're a silly girl.
And just deciding what goes in there. I thought this was for food storage. Well, I guess that's kind of food related.
Proxy's killing me. Oh.
Okay, so she's kind of loaded full of junk. No room for food storage. So lots more stuff we can technically fit in there, but yeah, It's a little filled temporary, so yeah, I think we're going to need some more room. So we're talking now about building a corner unit here. So from that pole to here, it's going to be corner shelving for stuff that doesn't need to be like enclosed. And technically, I don't need to put shelving like walls on that, but I'm going to. But I don't know, it's pretty good. So just do a little garden update here, seeing it's Sunday. Everything is doing pretty good, and that's about as far as I'm going to show. So got 2 Sansi brand lights there. They need to actually be aimed a little differently, as you guys can see, but hey, it works for now. Lots of stuff growing over here. Here's the lights that we're using right here, if anyone cares. So that I got 2 15s. This one here is the big one, the big 40 watt. This one I removed temporary because I don't have another holder, so just using 2 of those for now. Well, I guess that's the end of this week's video. I know, never got much done, but hey, shit happens. What the hell? Sunday morning, we're getting snow, and it's freaking cold out here again. Feels like minus 20. I think my truck has a little bit of dirt on it. But it's not that bad still. But brr, all this is all frozen up again, hey? Wow, can you say messy workbench? But just thought I'd throw this in here. I got this about 2 weeks ago. Wowtac sent me a flashlight. Probably end up being my new EDC light, so I have been testing it a little bit. So I'll just throw it back in the box here. A7 CW is what they say on there. So again, I have played with it a bit, but I threw it all back in here, planning to do another unboxing video, because the first one didn't really turn out the best. Did it at work, but this is just a preview. I'm not going to do anything fancy with this in this video here, because I am still testing it. But it's a very nice light in my opinion. Heater finally turned off. Maybe I'll just turn it on real quick here. Nope, got a screw on the head. Oh, there we go. Comes all loose, but none of that's in focus, I know. But that's as far as it's going to get in this video, so I'm going to continue carrying it for a while, using it, and we'll go from there. Again, for some reason it's not focusing the best, but it's actually surprisingly a very well-made light. I like the fact that 2 buttons on it and USB recharge. Okay, so you guys will have to wait. The full video is going to come up probably in about another week or 2. Okay, well no, that's finally the end of this video, so I'm out of here. Got to go to work. So, and of course, a lot more finishing to do. And I am going to be, like I said, a full-length piece of plywood right up to the end, and then more shelving units all the way up on this side. Plywood, of course, on all these ends. And then in this corner from that pole down to here, there'll be a 4-foot plywood. And that one's going to actually be cut out for shelves inside it. I'm not too sure yet. So, okay, that's the end of this.